Welcome back, America. It's Hugh Hewitt joining me via Skype and on the radio. Governor Christie, former governor of New Jersey, and a wonderful guest when he decides to come pay us a call. Welcome back, Governor Christie. Good to have you.
Happy to be back, Hugh.
Looking ahead to 2024, have you ruled out a run, Governor?
No.
All right. There are going to be 10 people at least. Vice President Pence, Secretary Pompeo, Senators Rubio, Governor DeSantis, Senator Scott, Ted Cruz, Josh Hawley, Tom Cotton, Doug Ducey. Is it going to be the same as we had the last time? And I did those debates and you did those debates, and it's unmanageable. Do you have advice for the RNC now about 2024?
Well, I mean, frankly, I think that, you have to do it in a way that's different than what we did in 16. This slavery to polls at times is just ridiculous. And I think even though I was in almost every one of the main stage debates that we held, except all but one, and so I made the cut. But still, it just made it very, very difficult for people to be heard, and there was too much attention on polls. I think that the way the Democrats did it, quite frankly, this year was much better, where there was random selection and break it up so that the debates can be of a manageable size, so that you get to hear more from people. Now the Democrats had 23 people, so it still wasn't a manageable size. But if you had somewhere between 10 and 12 people, and you had two debates of 5 or 6 where people were randomly put together rather than by judging it with polls, which I think was an enormous mistake. Then I think you can hear from people for a substantive amount of time, and gives people a better opportunity to make judgments.
So you may be back in the fray. And so this is sort of a loaded question, but do you expect Senator Tim Scott, who's taken central position and central point for the Republicans on issues of race and policing, do you expect him to be on a ticket in the 2020s?
Well, Tim is a great guy, and I've known Tim for a long time now. He's a smart, good guy, but Hugh, it's hard to pick who would be the vice presidential candidate when you're 2 or 3 weeks away from the choice, let alone 4 or 5 years. So I think we're better off just waiting. Gosh knows what's going to happen in development and politics in this country over that period of time. But listen, anybody who's looking at putting together a good government would look at somebody like Tim Scott, because he's a smart, thoughtful guy who also is honest. He speaks his opinion, speaks his mind. Those are the kind of people I've always loved having around me, because they're not afraid to speak truth to power. And I think so. If you got a guy like Tim, there's always be a place for somebody like Tim Scott if you were looking for people who are smart, tough, and willing to speak truth to power.
Chrissy, thanks for your time. Keep coming back.
Anytime you invite me, I'll come. It's one of the smartest places to talk in America about important issues. I'm always happy to be here.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you.